What's up, everybody? This is 311 Griffin, and reaction videos are stupid. But I'm seeing some interesting speculations on this DCS 2025 and beyond video that we wait for every year, or some people wait for every year. I don't really. I think they're cool videos, but I don't really wait for them. I've not watched this yet, so we're going to watch it. I'm going to pause it a little bit, talk about what I see. Let's go. Okay, so that a lot of that footage appears to be from, well, not just the Iraq map, but I think some of it is. It's certainly built to look like sort of video taken from Operation Desert Storm and subsequent things going on in that area. This, I don't know if this is supposed to like be sort of a dynamic campaign hint or something, but this doesn't really look like the map. We could look at these these names and stuff and figure out exactly. Oh, okay, yeah. I know where this is. So one of the reasons these don't usually excite me as much as they do some people is because these videos and a lot of videos you see of DCS are from really powerful machines. It takes a beast to run DCS, and my machine is not a beast, and therefore mine will never look that way. But anyway, a lot of this stuff looks it's cool. Like, this is cool footage. It's meant to look like sort of some modern day battlefields. That was an F-16. That was really cool. So all of this night fighting and the tracer fire and stuff is really cool. I always love the immersion that you can achieve in some video games. Again, mine doesn't look that way, and a lot of the scenarios that you will find yourself in game aren't going to be that way. A lot of times when there's a lot of fire going on like that, you just suddenly wind up dead. You know, you may not get to see all the cool stuff, and then you're dead. So, you know, like this is cool. I'm just saying that if you don't play DCS or any kind of realistic games like this, a lot of times you don't get to see the cool stuff. You have to play a lot and you die a lot. And sometimes you get to see really cool stuff. But a lot of times you're flying along or you're driving along and then you blow up. Got a Corsair, F-16, F-1, Mirage, Tomcat, seen it. Fulcrum. Oh, hey, whoa. Let's go back here. That's cool. Because the infantry in DCS is terrible. So that's multicams or something very, very similar to multicams. I really like multicam. There's some Cryptek camo and some other camos that are pretty cool, but like in my experience, at least in the environments that I'm usually camping and hunting in, multicam just works really, really well in a wide variety of foliage. There's some other camos that work really well. That's beside the point. This is cool because like the animations are looking better and the models are looking way better, and I like to see them more modern and detailed infantry model. So I'm hoping to see mostly better behaviors from the infantry. I can deal with, it's a flight sim mostly. I can deal with bad models and I can deal with old style characters and camos and weapons and a lack of options, you know, a lack of variety. I can deal with that more than I can deal with the really like terrible AI behavior and decision making. So, but this looks really good. I like it. F-18. It's a F4, I believe. Oh, okay. Was that the Super Saber? I believe that was Super Saber. That's cool, though. Yeah, Super Saber. I don't know if I'm looking forward to this because I like the jet. I'm looking forward to the, like, A7 even more. Is it an A7 or an F8 they're working on? I can't remember. I'm more interested in, like, the F8 as a fighter and the A7 as a ground attack. But the Super Saber, really cool jet. That one will be, it's on my radar. Don't know if I'm gonna get it yet or not, but it's on my radar. Ooh, Drakens. Sub Drakens. Nope. Which I've heard of this being worked on. Very cool. I don't know that I'll get that just because it's not. It would be harder for me to familiarize myself with that than Western aircraft. But interesting note for anybody out there that's like thinks that only Soviet aircraft can do Cobra type maneuvers. The Sabdraken was doing it for fun long before the MiG-29 was really a thing. Okay, yeah, that's been a long time in the works right there, and a lot of people are looking forward to this aircraft. That's going to be a cool one, a really cool one. I'm glad to see it getting some screen time. If you don't know, it's the Eurofighter Typhoon. They do these false endings sometimes to their videos. It's like, oh, that was sweet, and then they roll into something else. I think we're looking at some terrains here. That looks good. This isn't the way it looks, though, in the game. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe if you're on 4K and you go way up high, they look this way. They don't look this way in game. That's pretty... I mean, they look that way. But the terrains, I'm talking about the terrains, not the graphics in general. Okay, this is showcasing the full fidelity MiG-29, which is cool. Very cool. Oh, there's a Moab. Yeah. There's one of those in a town near where I live. It's a display. Not that close. It's a couple hours from where I live, but they got one out in the street, like sitting in the median with a bunch of other stuff. Typhoon. Super Sabres. Hold on. Sorry. Just wanting to make sure they're not trying to sneak anything in on us here. That looks pretty normal. Pretty normal stuff. I might be missing something, but... That looks good. That looks good. Some of these shots look like what you'd see in game if you had really good graphics. Some of them I'm a little skeptical about. I should say most of them look like you could get these graphics with a really high-end machine. Some of those ground textures I am skeptical of, though. Hey, that's cool. So somebody tell me in the chat if you can, if there's ways to offload cargo. You can't, because that's not a module yet. Okay, never mind. Never mind, chat. Oh, yeah. No. That's cool. That was a good model. Whoops. Yeah. That's a pretty good model. He's got a detachable rear sight and a normal, is that the A2 post, front post with the normal flash hider. That's pretty normal, but like that's a good model. That's a good character model, good gun model. I see some distinction between the Picatinny rail and the handguard. It's not a monolithic upper. That was what I would guess. There's some wear on it's a metal mag, pretty standard mag. Some wear on it. Sorry, I'm nerding out on that. I'm just kind of looking at the gun, looking for some details. It's good. It looks good. Got a nod mount on his helmet. So, good stuff. Okay, there's more. Oh, is this where they start giving us sneak peeks of stuff? Okay. I forget the format. Alright, let's see here. Now in development. That's going to be big. A lot of people are going to like that. I like the Strike Eagle, but F-15C might be good. And one more thing. Oh, they're dragging this out. Okay, this is starting to annoy me. I think I know what this is. They're dragging it out way too much. Come on, guys. Yeah, it's a F-35. Yawn. Okay, I kind of saw this coming. I probably shouldn't talk until they do the full thing. Let me wait. Okay, F-35. This is speculation, total speculation. My bet is it's like a high, what am I trying to say? Like a high resolution AI model or a low fidelity module. That would be my guess. The only other option I could see is a similar situation to the A-10C, where the Air Force or people controlling that real plane ask for a simulator, which would be a good idea because those planes tend to cost a lot to fly and they have a lot of maintenance downtime for every air hour. So it would be a good idea to have a good simulator for it. And so maybe they asked Eagle Dynamics to make a simulator for them, and as part of the contract, Eagle Dynamics has permission to make a heavily redacted or some way redacted module to sell. That's a possibility. I think it's a remote possibility, but it is a possibility. It would be cool. An F-35, somewhat faithful F-35 simulator made by Eagle Dynamics or made to DCS standards is something I would buy. I'm trying to think if I would buy it in early access or not. I don't know that that's going to be what happens, but as a low fidelity module, it could be interesting. I don't think that would work very well in the DCS environment. A low fidelity F-35 that could very easily become like a cheat code. Anyway, I'm not fully convinced. I've seen a lot of speculation. That's why I knew what it was. I've seen a lot of speculation that they had announced an F-35. At this point, I'm not going to allow myself to be convinced that it's a module because I'm not sure how you would really swing that unless you entered into some kind of a contract with the parties that control that. I've droned on enough about that. Don't get too excited. I mean, it's like 18 years out anyway. So the F-100 would be cool. I saw that in there. What else? The Eurofighter Typhoon, that's been in the works for a while. There was some C-130 action going on in there. I know that's been announced at some point. So that'd be cool with the cargo capabilities and stuff like that. It's not really for me, but it would be very cool. I flew the C-130 mod around, and that was very cool. So I could see that one being pretty successful. Then I don't remember suddenly. Like, I'm trying to picture it in my head. I could go back through the video and find it, but there was a Hellcat or a Corsair or something in the video. There may be both. Those are both things that are being worked on. So those would be very cool. I'm very interested in those aircraft for World War II stuff. Aside from that, I guess the announcement for the F-15C, I personally, it's cool, but I've got the Strike Eagle. I like it. I think its capabilities are similar to the F-15C, not quite the same. There's more versatility there. Anyway, and again, my thoughts on the F-35, I don't need to go through them again. The last thing I want to say is, keep in mind this is 2025 and beyond. Some of these are going to take a very long time to come about. I do think that Eagle Dynamics sometimes needs a little bit of pressure put on them, but it needs to be done in a respectful way. We do want to keep Eagle Dynamics around. We want to keep DCS around, and we want it to continue to get better and better and better, not worse and worse and worse. And that's where the pressure needs to come from. Pressure in like just feedback on what is working and what's not in a respectful way. What we don't really need is more just wild speculation and people just getting angry over little things that aren't that big of a deal. Like if they say they're going to put something into early access in the first quarter of 2025, don't get mad at them in the second week of February that it hasn't happened yet, because it's still Q1. So sometimes like our community just does stuff like that, and it's really ridiculous, and it doesn't help because there's real problems. There's real proper feedback that Eagle Dynamics needs to hear. And if they're spending a lot of time doing damage control on stuff that's not really that big of a deal or isn't a deal at all because people are just being dumb, that's time that they don't get to spend answering actual questions or handling actual damage control on debilitating bugs and things of that nature. So anyway, keep that in mind and just stay calm and keep flying. This was a cool video. They do a good job with their cinematics. It gets me pumped up. So that's what it's there for. And with that, I'm going to sign off. And thanks for watching. Happy flying.